Official start to summer is just 24 days away, and one great spot to get into the out there this time of year is South Florida.
South Florida, say it isn't so. Joining us live to break down some of the popular places to add to your list and get tips on the best experiences is meteorologist and travel journalist and boondoggler extraordinaire Jennifer Broome. You knew that was coming, Broome.
I knew
all right,
it
so
was.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. So, I mean, look at this shot she's got right now. Unbelievable. Hurricane Ian obviously devastated Southwest Florida. I mean, that's still in our minds, no question about that. But in terms of the national parks, how did they fare?
You know what, Jim? They actually fare pretty well because if you think about places like Everglades or Big Cypress, those are wetland buffer areas. I was curious, especially when I went into Biscayne National Park, asking them because that was a point where Hurricane Andrew hit before it hit Homestead. Also fared. I mean, look, they're going to have some damage, but because you have so much natural land space, they do provide that buffer zone. Dry Tortugas, which is not too far from Key West, which, I mean, this view, how about this from Ocean Key Resort and Spa, 0 Duval Street. Dry Tortuga, they do have 8 rangers that are there full time. Obviously, they evacuate.
Let's talk about Everglades National Park because a lot of people like to go there. So when would you say is the best time to plan a trip?
Well, it's interesting that a lot of folks visit it right now during the dry season, which is more that winter going into early spring. They get over 1 million visitors a year. But the trick to it, if you only have an afternoon, which is what I had, go to Shark Valley. That's where you're going to have the biggest bang for your buck, seeing wildlife. I saw turtles and all sorts of birds. You can take a tram ride, which is 2 hours that takes you through a big portion of the Shark Valley area. And that's a great spot to see a lot of wildlife.
There's a few of these little spots that you kind of pull off and you go in there and they feed the alligators and they're kind of friendly with the alligators.
Oh, they actually feed them down there? I thought they left them
No, they kind of bring them up so people can see them and stuff like that. Are we getting a little too friendly with the gators, you think?
I would say yes in that scenario, but in the national park and especially in Big Cypress National Preserve, which is right next to Everglades National Park, they don't do that. You do this time of year see the alligators. You see the alligators because of their water sources are a little bit more confined. They do go into more of the canals. So your options to see gators, especially like I did, I had 2 spots and I'll give them to you. Oasis Visitor Center and H.P. Williams roadside area, 2 areas in the dry season to see those gators swimming naturally in the wild. And but there are a lot of signs that say do not feed the alligators.
Yeah,
it's actually
in the national
parks,
a fine. They don't mess with that. That's only in some of those little touristy things that they do.
Before you get into the national park.
It's not all national parks are above ground. So where does the boat really enhance the experience?
You absolutely have to take a boat in Biscayne National Park. I went out with Biscayne National Park Institute. It's a nonprofit, and they take you on these educational eco adventures. We went out in the boat. We went to Elliott Key and got to go snorkeling, got to go paddling to a small beach, and then we got to sail on the way back. It is such a cool concept with this institute to do this, and a great way to see a park that is 95% covered with water.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, we feel so sorry for you.
And also save some money.
The forecast getting into the weekend looks absolutely fantastic. So this begs the question, where could you possibly head next?
Well, I will tell you, yesterday I spent the day out at Dry Tortugas, which is one of the more difficult national parks to get to. That one, I took a seaplane. It is 70 miles away from Key West. So I left it from here, went out in the seaplane. You could also take a ferry. But a really, really interesting spot, the fort there, Fort Jefferson, is incredible to visit. It's just such unique history there and such a different park to explore. And guys, I will actually tell you, I mean, part of the beauty with that one is really seeing the water landscape, which is also phenomenal.
Broome, you sell it. I got to be honest with you. I mean, do you not want to go to these places after we have her on? Really, really great job, Jennifer. We appreciate having you on and telling us about the Everglades and the Dry Tortugas. Just really unique places in our country.
Meteorologist and travel journalist Jennifer Broome. We will catch you on your next adventure.